Swing and a fly ball out towards right center. Castellanos is there. And the Phillies are National League Eastern Division champs.
Fans are singing along with Bryson Stott's walk-up music.
Out at home plate. What a play by Hoffman. He got him. And the ball game and the series are over. Home run for Kyle Schwarber. And the Phillies close out the National League East. They are the champions of 2024.
Swing and a fly ball out towards right center. Castellanos.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's because we signed back in. That
was amazing. Oh, my God.
And I wanted to hear it again. It's the 2024 NL East champs. I wanted to hear it twice.
You told me, I don't know how I missed that the first time we tried to record this episode, that was in there, but that was fantastic. All right, Chasers, welcome back to the Quit Chasin Podcast. A little cheeky, a little irreverent, and always unqualified, as you just saw. We are excited to share the fact that the Phillies have never lost the division crown since our show was created, and they've made the playoffs every year since we launched our first broadcast. There's tons for us to complain about, and I'm sure we'll get there. But this is officially the division clinching episode. Let's get hyped. I'm Alex Kruger. That's Danny Gerb. Danny, say hi to the folks.
Hey, everyone. How you doing tonight, Alex?
You know, I have no idea, man. We have had so many technical difficulties. This is at least our second time trying to record this episode. I am just... Who cares, though? We are division champs, Dan.
Exactly. That's why you were having production issues. This is take 100. I had a production issue coming in, but I don't care because it's NL East champs. So nice. Gonna play it twice. Do you know what, Alex?
What, Danny?
For like one of the first times, this might be like the second or third time this season that I finally have some... Yeah.
I love what you're doing there, Danny.
Thank you.
We'll save that for a bit later. But
how about you, Alex? Too. Do you have?
I absolutely do. So hilariously,
awesome.
I listen to my podcast at 1.5 speed, so I've never heard it that slow in my entire life. It is melodic, but
sure
I have some high hopes, man. We're division champs. It's something that we have not touched since the year 2011 of our Lord. And it is, man, like before it was good enough getting into the postseason. And this year we wanted a little bit more. We had more boxes to tick off than just get in. And damned if we didn't start ticking off boxes with the division champion. Like, holy shit, man. For the first time in 13 years, here we stand.
Yeah, it's great. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling all the juices. I did what all of the Delaware Valley and the Philadelphia fans throughout the globe did on, Monday night, and stayed up all night and just watched the feeds of the locker room and the Xfinity Live and Brandon Marsh on the pool. Like, I did it. I did it with everyone else, and I enjoyed it. I listened to Caleb Scott on repeat. Whatever your thoughts are about that song.
Your level of I was amazed at how into the Dancing on My Own you were going on Clinch night. And like, don't get me wrong, I am not here to yuck your yum. Like, do you, brother. If that's what you're here to celebrate with, like, live your best life. But it felt so good. And this was, I didn't realize that I gave a shit about winning the division until we won it. And then I realized, like, oh my God, like, it is more than just the playoffs. Like, it is that we did that thing we haven't done since our last dynastic era.
Well, I'm going to channel my inner topper here and be like, yeah, that was goal number one.
Goal number one. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But Danny, to properly recap goal 1 through, I don't know, 7, 12, I'm just guessing here.
That's right.
The only way to do that is to go through the week that was.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna. So starting off, Philadelphia 12, New York Mets 2. I could have started at the 10-6 laugher last week, but it wasn't worth it. We reacted in real time. We had a chance to clinch 2 things during this series, a playoff berth and a division crown. On this night, we got hits and love all over our offense and clinched the playoffs. A subdued celebration was had in the clubhouse. We needed one more win to clinch the NL East. 2 more games against the Mets. We can win one of those, right? Philadelphia 3, New York Mets 6. Rangers still doesn't look like himself, and it's one of the biggest tragedies of what ifs of this season. The way he started, the best pitcher in baseball. A guy Matty P had to ask if Ranger really is this good. He was the prince that was promised, and I'm not saying he's washed by any means, but 2024 ain't his year, man. It was a whatever game, but we had wheels up on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN with a chance to clinch the division in front of our arch rival fans. What could go New York Mets 2? The Phillies didn't want us to clinch in New York. Hell, the baseball gods didn't want us to clinch in New York. Disagree? Check out the way the game-winning hit that never was hit off the third base bag and stayed put. We threatened in the 9th, but it was never meant to be for us to clinch in New York. Now, Mets series aside, I'm not scared of New York in the postseason. Not really, but I don't like the vibe of Citi Field right now. The grimace crap, the OMG nonsense. Baseball fans that can't afford Yankees tickets, so they slum it with the ghost of Mike Piazza's bleached hair. I hate it. And I'm not looking forward to potentially having John Smoltz just fellatiate them endlessly for a series. I once thought I hated the Braves the most, and I super still do. But muck the Fets. Actually, you know what? No, I'm allowing myself one F word a show. So no, I'm just going to save that one just in case.
We'll see how long that lasts, right?
I'm so excited. We're going to see, folks. The technical difficulties are still existing. You don't know this, but we just spent 40 minutes trying to figure out why I couldn't see or hear Danny.
Yeah, it was roughly 48 minutes.
Something. I don't know. It's been an obscene amount of time, but Danny.
Been forever. It's stupid.
It is. That was the end of the Mets series. Anything you would?
Yeah, it's as stupid as the Mets series. So here's the thing: like we were all hot about that, right? And an NL East win really cured a lot of ails, if you will. My whole thing, and I said it to you, like one, we've always been critical about those Sunday night baseball broadcasts, and
True.
If that was so, they should have split, right? The Walker start, it was exactly what you thought it was going to be.
For sure.
Right. So if it was not a Sunday night baseball game with a clinch hanging overhead and just the Mets split, which it should have been, and broadcast on NBC Philly Sports with T-Mac and the gang, and you didn't have a unbelievably juiced Citi Field that was mic'd super hot and it gave it a playoff feel, we wouldn't have been so cranky the next day about it, but we were. And then the Phils clinched, and we watched, the beer bass, and that was fun.
So, folks, we pride ourselves in being a spoiler-free podcast, but damn it, Danny just spoiled the next game because Chicago Cubs 2, Philadelphia 6. Thank God. Thank God. Holy motherforking shirt balls. Thank God. NL East champions, baby. Schwarber came onto the scene as a Cubby and helped us bring the Phils back to the top of the division against his old club. Dude looks crisp. Dude's wanted to make it happen at home so that was just done with. Dude, shirts came off. Champagne poured. Owners swore about hardware. It was everything we hoped for and then some. For the first time in 13 years, the Philadelphia Phillies are NL East champions. Danny, how did it make you feel?
It made me feel great. Like I said, it cured all ails. I didn't spoil anything. Everyone knew it was coming. It was telegraphed.
You're dialed in enough to know what has happened since.
It was telegraphed as an M. Night movie. Come on.
Keeping it in Philly. That's amazing. So I was just listening on my walk this morning in the pouring rain because I got 2 miles away from the house and it started to pour. But I was listening to the rewatchables on the Ringer Podcast Network, and they were doing the Sixth Sense. So perfect that you brought up M. Night Shyamalan. Nicely done, Danny. Yeah.
Anytime. Yeah.
And you know what, dude? Like, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Philly gets Philly. That's all.
Philly gets Philly, 100%. And like, I don't know why it matters. It's not a league or MLB championship, but it's the best team in the hardest division in baseball. And the first time it's happened since the baseball gods ripped Ryan Howard's Achilles from his heel in 2011. And honestly, like, we were all kind of perfectly ready for the hangover game the next day, and it did not disappoint. Chicago Cubs 10, Philadelphia 4. Danny, I'm going to be completely honest. I was at a work event until it was like 6-2, and I took the night off from baseball. So looking at the box score and seeing it was an absolute who's who of relief pitchers that better not see the ball in the postseason, I don't know. It really felt like a real life version of Green Day's Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. Like, it's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. It wasn't gonna be the Phillies' night.
Phenomenal.
Better the second time through. So I love seeing how many ways Taijuan Walker can murder his career ERA, whip, and overall statistics. At this point, it's almost cruel to trot him out to the mound to pitch. Have you ever watched a dude's career die in real time? And honestly, he seems like a really good guy, and the clubhouse likes him and stands behind him. And like Topper has done everything in his power to help Dombrowski's big blunder work out. Like, it was a bullpen game. It was ugly. To everyone who hates him and wants him off the team, I cannot stress this enough. The entire 5-hole was a black hole. And like, props to Taijuan for knowing he doesn't have it and still going out there and throwing beach balls. He might be making $20 million a year, but he may have just lost all credibility in the annals of baseball history.
Yeah. I mean, so I kind of took the night off from baseball too. I was working out in central Pennsylvania, so I was driving back home. I was listening to the game. It was the day after Phil's clinch. I kind of knew what to expect.
For sure.
But I was listening to it, and Harper had that top of the first solo shot, and I'm still in NL East clinch mode, so I'm driving down 76. I'm honking my horn as I hear Fransky call it, And in my head, I'm thinking like Banks coming out for 2, and he did. And then my heart just kind of said, "All right, he plunked the guy. He's obviously losing it, but like, we get 2 more outs out of this guy, right?" No, we bring in Taijuan, bases loaded, 1 out, like." That's the guy you want to go? And I'm listening to it.
Is there such a thing as a dirtier inning for Taijuan to walk into than 1 out, bases juiced, and he comes in from the pen in the second? Like, obviously, he was giving up 7 runs that game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. I was like, in my head, I was kind of like, okay, if you're having him come in 1 out, bases loaded in the second, why didn't we just start the guy, first of all, right? Like, what's like, it's gonna be the same exact result. It's just we delayed it 4 outs. So that was kind of crazy. And then I was like kind of thinking in my head, like, you walk the guy in, then the hit parade happened. And I was kind of even thinking, like, why didn't they go with like an Allard start? You know what I mean? It has to have been better than this. Well, then Kobe Allard comes in and he gives up the next batch of runs. So
all
whatever.
Of the 5-hole options pitched in that game, and all of them collectively shit the bed. Like I said, literally good riddance. I hope you guys had a great season. We're not going to use you again if we're like smart and able to. If we are going to any of the guys that pitched in that game, something terrible has happened to us.
Well, I told Steve from our quarter table roundtable episode, texted me during the Taijuan Mets game. It's just like, how are we seeing this guy? And I kind of sent him a message just being like, dude, like 5-hole throughout the league, but like, this is the last time we're going to see him. You got to think, this is the last time we're going to see him. But now that a bye is clinched, and we'll get there, and the NL East is clinched, and the playoffs are clinched, and we'll get there. Is there a chance that we save arms and bullpens and we see this guy again? Like, how many times can we say? That's right. So, like, yes, watching a guy's career just die in front of you, but also at the same time, like, how many people, me, you, other pods, radio hosts, other Phillies journalists and followers said this is the last time we're going to see Taijuan? How many last times are we going to see Taijuan?
There have been at least 9 last Taijuan appearances for the last 2 months. It's been,
there has been
remarkable. And you know what, dude? Again, you're giving him $20 million. Someone's got to eat those damn innings. His career statistics are ballooning. Like, his legacy is shot because of how it's ending. And like, All right, man. Everyone wants to bitch. Oh, you're getting paid so much money. Well, guess what? Like he's burning himself out. So it is what it is. Someone's got to eat those innings. Let it be Taiwan. Who gives a shit? Anywho's.
Was it
Go
Jack and James on the last final out, or not final out? Phillies After Dark on the last tie outs where either James or Jack suggested, like, yeah, like just have him come out and throw all 9, save everyone at this point. Like everything's clinched up. Just have him come out a game and throw all 9.
Dude, why not? It would be like it would be one of those 215 pitch games.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 23-6.
Send the Nationals fans home happy on their last game.
Give them something to cheer for while all of their players at the Harrisburg Sounders end up looking like they're going to be Phillies soon, because they are. It's fine. Anywho's.
Last time we saw Taiwan until this weekend.
Let's give it 2 more days, baby. Anywho's, we still had a first-round bye to play for, and damn it if I didn't find myself, after securing the playoffs and division, wanting the living hell out of that bye. So, Chicago 6, Philadelphia 9. Dude, shit was over in the first inning. When Trey raked a bomb and Stotty slapped Big Brothers Bryce and Casty home to give it a 3-run lead, dude, even after the first of 19 Stott errors, it always felt like Philly's night. When the only starter to not get a hit was Diet Hunter Pence, also known as Austin Hayes, and Jose Ruiz is... Dude, Diet Hunter Pence. Everything about him. From the way he swings his bat to the way he fields the outfield to the look and the hair. He is Diet Hunter Pence, man.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
We need to make that happen. Austin Hayes and Diet Hunter Pence. All right. And Jose Ruiz is gifted a win that was rightfully Chris Sanchez's. Who cares? Even Cody Clemens hit the ball out of the yard. The only downside was there was no way the Brewers were going to lose to the Pittsburgh Pirates, who just cut a guy that was 4 plate appearances away from a bonus in a penny pinching move that even the A's owner called heartless, which meant we'd have to wait before clinching the bye, except damn Pirates won. Danny, the Phillies clinched the bye. As far as checklist items go, so far so good, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. They got it. I'm in. That's why we're going to see another Taiwan start.
That's why we're going to see another Taiwan start, dude. Like it's so funny because of the last 3 years of this run of these Philadelphia Phillies. This is the most critical I think we have been as fans this entire time. This is statistically in all the meaningful metrics, i.e. wins and losses, this is the best team in this entire run that we've seen. This is the best team yet. Yeah. Now, in the 07 to 2011, that sucked. But let's see what 2024 has in store. Yeah, that rhymed. And like, I don't know. I dig this team. Like when they're hot, they are the hottest thing in the universe. But when they're cold, they're just as fallible as you and me. And who knows who the hell we're going to see in the playoffs? Who knows what that path is going to look like? But if nothing else, no, it's not over. Fuck that. There's my F. It is not over. We got playoffs to go. Danny, can you take us to the next thing?
First one for now. The next thing, Alex, is let's go on a break.
Thank you. Hey there, Chasers. The Quit Chasin Podcast is a proud partner of the Old City Sports Network. Hop over to their website and order some Quit Chasin merchandise. And while you're there, check out some of their shows after you finish with us. 2nd and 15, the Philadelphia Eagles podcast, Flyers Alley, or The Living Room Show. Support those that support us. Speaking of which, the baseball season is winding down. You'll want to experience the game in person before time runs out. With our sponsor, SeatGeek, you can get $20 off on your first order when you use the promo code Old City Sports Network. Don't forget the E at the end of old. Before you head to a game, you want to make sure you're groomed to perfection. Make sure to check out Warlord Beard Essentials. And while you're there, use promo code OLDSPORTS in all caps and get 15% off and then free shipping on all orders over $65. Lastly, Chasers, I highly recommend you check out Righteous Felon Jerky Cartel. Head to the Righteous Felon Jerky Cartel site and use code OCSN, all lowercase, and get 15% off of your order, plus free shipping on orders over $50. It's so simple, a Mets fan could almost do it.
Welcome back, Alex.
Oh, welcome back, Danny. So happy I can see you and hear you.
Yeah, it's working out. And do you know what? We're going a little out of order today, and we're going to do a media stables. It's going to be quick.
What you got for the media stables, Dano?
Nothing much, other than I alluded to the fact earlier that I was out in central Pennsylvania for a couple days doing a job. So I was listening to Central Pennsylvania radio, and it's awful.
It's the worst, man. It's everything I hate about living in central Pennsylvania. It is terrible.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
No.
The lack of morning show drives me crazy. The lack of like any decent talk. I mean, there's a lot of talk, but it's all Jesus and right-wing propaganda. And like, here's the thing: like, if you're conservative or Republican, that's fine. This is not that type of radio. You're not getting conservative radio. You're getting like crazy conspiracy theory radio.
For sure. It is.
So yeah.
Oof, brutal.
So that's the talk. It's it's not even like this week in the GOP, which like I would listen to. It's like the Alex Jones are turning the frogs gay stuff. Like not quite bad.
I have not listened to local radio in probably 3 years. That's how I got into podcasts, because we stopped carrying ESPN radio. So I stopped getting Phillies baseball, and there was nothing worthwhile on actual radio. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a brutal I guess market, I guess is what it would be out that way. And I feel for you guys. Philly, like, and I know there's a lot of people that just think terrestrial radio is, dead and gone. Philly still very much cares about it, and Philly's got a great market that you go up and down the dial, and there's great names and DJs and programming and formats. Of course, like the classic rock corporate or the corporate rock radio station is still playing the same 40 songs it's played since 1990, but their DJs are nationally known, and they're great, and they get all sorts of insider scoops and guests. It's just phenomenal. But what really had me irked was I listened to a little bit of ESPN radio, because you do get that out that way. And I was blessed with Jim Rome this afternoon.
Blessed. Go ahead.
Who I have not listened to since whatever show he had on, like at 3 p.m. before, like around the horn, like 10 years ago, whatever show that was. Rome is Burning, I think it was. Yeah, it was around then. So when the Steelers were good. So last time I listened to Jim Rome was when the Steelers were relevant. So what's that tell you?
Too much. Too damn.
Yeah, exactly. But they're talking about Shohei Ohtani. And how do you not talk about him? Dude's great, right? And he says he's great. And they're talking about, the 6-for-6 game, the 3-homer game, same game. And then goes on to just casually say what a return on investment this guy is. They're only paying him $2 million a year, which, as technically true as it may be, how would you just casually say that? Like, that is beyond facetious. And it bothered me. Not only did I hear his mumble mouth, but I had to hear his mumble mouth casually. Well, technically, they're only paying him $2 million a year. Get out of here with that. I'm glad I haven't listened to him since the Steelers were relevant. That's all.
All right, you broke me so hard with your Chief Wiggum there. That was, oh my God, that was amazing. I hate Jim Rome. I hate the clones. I hate all of that shtick. I hate his entire thing, his Jim Rome jerk off or whatever it's called, like the thing where he gets all the jerks to be their jerkiest jerks and he ranks them or whatever that weird sycophant parade is.
So if he has a segment on his show where he gets jabronis and he calls it the Jim Rome jerk off, I would watch that. I subscribe to that. That's great.
If only he were that great. But that's a fantastic contribution to Media Stables. Danny, you know what's funny? I kind of have one.
Yeah, what is it?
So we would like to announce that next week on our end of season wrap up / postseason preview, we're going to have special guest Jack Fritz. We're going to have Jack Fritz from the High Hopes podcast, as well as WIP. It's a radio station. Maybe you've heard of it. He will be on our show talking Phillies with us, and we could not be happier to have him on. So that's what I wanted to announce. And I'm super excited, man.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited too. We're gonna have a wonderful conversation with him. Everybody, check out next week. Tell your friends. Tell your friends about this week too. But next week
We've
is
got
gonna
like
be
30
fun.
weeks worth of fun for you to dive down. We're a great rewatch podcast.
Absolutely, and I'm really excited for that show. Just the quick conversations that you have been having with him. He seems laid back and fun, and I think it's going to be a absolutely wonderful conversation.
I couldn't agree more. I my hopes could not be higher.
Oh, I'm not going to play it again. People got it
All right.
enough. We
You know what?
tasted
That's
enough. You know what? And we're gonna have some fun with him, and we're gonna have him. We're gonna get honest with him, and we're gonna
Danny.
get honest with you.
Danny, let's be honest, okay? Now, we've talked all year about how we didn't want the buy. And then we talked last week and we were like, all right, whatever, we'll take the buy. And then we got the buy. So now that we've gotten the buy, number one, what is your reaction? And number two, what do you feel about being number one overall?
So, yeah, we got the buy, and we have talked ad nauseum about we didn't want the buy, but we have it now. We clinched the NL East, we clinched the first round buy, and it all gave me. And that is how I feel about it. I think it's needed now at this point. I do. I think the buy is needed. I'm glad we have it. Honestly, about number one or two, I don't think it's going to matter. I think no matter how this last 3 games in Washington play out, they're going to have the best record amongst any of the AL teams.
I agree. So the Yankees, I believe, currently have the best record, and the Phillies have at least a 2-game advantage on them. And at that point, let's be honest here, dude, given our fandom, God, I don't want this to bite me in the ass saying it. So if it does, my bad, y'all. But I'm not scared of Chavez Ravine. I'm not.
Yeah.
I haven't been since 2008 when Shane Victorino and Matt Stairs broke them.
Right. So the steps ahead of all that, right? So that's
yeah, you're absolutely right. But I'm not being cocky, and I'm not anointing them by any means to get through the NLDS. This is the harshest playoff field that we have been in yet.
Yes. I also feel though
toughest.
Me, others, Jason Stark said it earlier today. He has Padres are hot, man. The Padres are playing great baseball. The Padres are knocking off the Dodgers, and the Phillies, it's de facto matter 1 or 2 seed, are having a home field advantage through their extent of the playoffs, no matter what that may be. I mean, we all want it to be against the AL team, but it's baseball to be played.
You got to beat the team in front of you. And
right.
The entire and National League slate is terrifying. I can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing that as of now, I believe the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves are going to have a doubleheader on Monday, the day before a 3-day wild card series starts, to decide which team is participating in said wild card series. Like, that sucks as far as like injury
typically,
gas.
But people typically split double headers, so that's going 1-1. That's a wash,
right? And then it's gonna be wackadoodles. But like, I'm intrigued. This is gonna be a fascinating playoffs, and I'm terrified, and I'm confident, and I'm not confident. And let's be honest, dude, I said this about the buy until we had it within reach. I'm going to say it again about the number one overall. I think we're going to have it against the AL. And when it comes to us or the Dodgers having the number one, I don't care. And I don't see the Padres doing it.
Okay. So, I do. I see them playing really great baseball right now. The Dodgers don't have the pitching.
I mean, I'm not scared of going to the Padres stadium either, though. Like, we We torched them 2 years in a. Didn't we beat them last year as well, or no? We didn't see them last year.
We didn't
We only
see
saw
them
them in
last year.
22.
Yeah, they didn't. They had
No,
that.
yeah. Because
They
Arizona
had
beat
that.
them last year.
They had that bum of a season last year. Yeah.
Okay, but so like
They were running out of money and all that jazz.
That's true. They had the
Yeah.
lesser Nola. The lesser Nola.
Yeah. I don't think he's in the league anymore.
I don't think so, but they still got you Darvish, and you might care about that.
Yeah, I mean they have. I kind of hit it at it last week. Their rotation, I think, is dangerous. But we'll get all into this next week. But
can't wait.
Let's be honest, the 1 or 2 seed doesn't matter to me. Again, I don't think the Dodgers are getting past the Padres, but if they do, then obviously you want the 1 seed. You don't want to go and play a game 6 or 7 if need be in the LCS series flying across the country, right? Nobody wants that. Even though that was the motivation for Bedlam at the Bank, Harper said he wasn't getting back on a plane. So maybe
the Dodgers had home field when Shane Victorino and Matty Stairs made them his bitch. Like, so again, I have nothing but fond memories of playing the Dodgers in the postseason. So, and the last few postseasons under date, like they're not. I understand the Ohtani of it all, but Ohtani's never mattered in the postseason before. Why would he start now? And I can't take them seriously until they take themselves seriously. And we'll see if they do. But the rest of the NL is much scarier than the Dodgers. And I'm sure I'm going to eat my words when they sweep us or whatever the hell ends up happening. But still.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, right? Between 1 or 2, there's no favorable matchups. This is
absolutely not.
By far the most deadly postseason run that they're going up against.
It's a slaughterhouse to get through the NL. And if we get through the NL, I will feel very proud of surviving the gauntlet of the regular season, postseason. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but
right.
Dude, whoever gets through this, hats off. This is a stacked postseason field.
Yeah, we're not tempting the baseball gods with this conversation. This is a one or 2 seed scenario conversation, so we can map it out anyway without fear of being smoted.
I do not want to be smoted.
Yeah, I'm tired of that. I think that was fairly honest, right?
I feel honest, and sometimes, Danny, I'm so honest, it gets me so amped up. And you know what, Danny? I got some amped up for you.
Yeah, I'm into it.
So the other day, all right, I wake up, normal time, 6 a.m., and there's an alert on my phone from Apple Music that a new song just dropped, that the All-American Rejects have dropped a cover of Flagpole Sitta, which we've literally talked about that song on this show, which is surprising.
I was talking about it with Kim on the way to the Ren Fair.
Oh, don't tease it. So Flagpole Sitta, it's a delightful song. Yes. And I thoroughly enjoy the All-American Rejects. Like of the emo bands of that era, like they're a fun effing bop.
Yeah, from the tangles of your heart, I'm sure.
Dude, swing, swing, swing from the tangles of. Like there is some emo where the voice is so annoying that you can't actually admit out loud that you're a fan. Like Cute Is What We Aim For. That is a band that it is a very guilty pleasure of mine, because the lead singer is everything everyone makes fun of with emo, of the exerting over the top whininess of the voice. But All American Rejects, like they had some really good bops in that time. So I was excited to hear their version of Flagpole Sitta. But damn it, Danny, it was a carbon copy. Why do I need another version of the same exact song? The thing that made All American Rejects kind of unique was the fact that the lead singer kind of leaned into the puberty cracking of his voice to make some really cool sounds and some really cool motifs with each verse. And a song like Flagpole Sitta with that band could have been done so well, but it was just a lazy carbon copy. Like Lana Del Rey's copy of that Sublime song was really, really good because she made it her own, and it's so silky smooth. Dude, I prefer it over. Weezer's version of Africa, while exceptionally similar, was still a Rivers Cuomo version. He did his version of the song. Go ahead.
I'm gonna push back a little bit. I mean, I think that's the heat they took from that is that
Carbon copy.
yes,
It was, but
that you didn't
I
know
just
when it
lost
came
fucking Rivers.
on. You didn't know if it was Toto or Weezer.
That is true. That
And
is
that's-
true. But Africa, and maybe this is just my millennial ass talking, Africa is not the same as Flagpole Sitta. Flagpole Sitta is such a better song than Africa. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. So here's the deal. There's always a deal.
Let's be
Kim
honest.
Kim and I were always we talk about it, and this is the conclusion we've come to. And this is kind of it's a weird cover, right? So not only did they not do anything with it, just played it straight through the Harvey Danger way, which is fine, I suppose. But I mean, Paul Simon gave Drennan, whatever his name is that his name? Drennan.
I have no idea.
Graywood.
I got nothing.
Haywood, you blow me.
They weren't on MySpace.
The Disturbed dude gave the Disturbed a ton of credit for Sounds of Silence because of making it their own. And
Good. Good.
Like, say what you will about the Limp Bizkit
Faith?
Yeah.
Dude, love that version of Faith.
Made it their own, right? Yeah.
Sublime Scarlet Begonias.
Sure, fair. Yeah, no, it is. It's super fair. But the covers that people latch onto and have staying power are the ones that are the band that made the band. The band did this. Who? Story of a Year?
Story of the Year? I forget which emo band that was.
No, All American Rejects. Sorry,
Okay.
I get them confused.
Okay, All American Rejects.
Yeah, like if they're not doing Stacy's Mom, what are they doing?
That was Fountains of Wayne, but
I
sure.
know.
All right, just making sure.
But Story of the Year.
Damn it, All American Rejects, Danny.
Yeah, All American
Emo music, folks. To everyone that is too young or too old to have been into pop emo music of the early to mid 2000s, this is exactly what it all was. We've got Seether, we've got Thrice, we've got Hoobastank. It's all just the same bullshit put in a blender and spit back out, but it was fun.
I thought we were warned. It says here we're rat. But yes, it's the same exact thing, right?
Yeah.
What was I getting at?
I have no idea.
What's the band?
All American Rejects.
Swing band. Thank you. All American Rejects. So yeah, they just do it straightforward. They do a Harvey Danger. This is Harvey Danger. Now the problem with it, why it's such a weird cover, is that like you still hear the Harvey Danger version of that song every hour on the hour on corporate radio.
I agree with you 1,000%. If I'm shopping at Wise, it's pronounced Wise, folks, or Giant, I'm hearing the Harvey Danger Flagpole Sitta. If I'm at H&M, that's what's playing over the speakers. Yes.
You can, on any of the iHeartRadio stations, you can set your clock to it. It's on the hour, every hour. That's how they open every hour coming back from break with the Harvey Danger Flagpole Sitta. So if you are going to do the song that is already in heavy rotation, multiple plays a day on multiple formatted radio, why are you doing a carbon copy of it? It's just a weird cover.
The worst part is it's not even a carbon copy, because a carbon copy means it's the exact same, but a
Sure,
little bit
fair
diluted.
enough.
It's more diluted because because I'm an amputee, goddamn you. It doesn't cut and it doesn't bite the same way as it's supposed to. So it's not just a weak, lame cover. It actually bites less than the original, which if you're not even going to bring the same level of execution and energy, what are you doing? And why are you releasing it like it's some sort of thing? Why are you celebrating this? This should be buried on a B track on a 3-track single that you sell at FYE, because that's how good this is. It deserves to be at FYE.
Or do it live. Do it live.
Do it live and release it as a live track like it's Cheap Trick. Like you're absolutely right, man. But the world didn't need this. And I guess it pissed me off that I woke up one morning and was given hope, and that hope was dashed because it was a cheap imitation for these generations. Can I get an encore?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm amped up about?
What are you amped up about, Dano?
John F. Bomb Middleton.
Oh, John Middleton. I've heard that name. He owns something. What was it?
Apparently, he used to own a trophy and he wants it back.
He wants his trophy back, Danny.
Yeah. So here's the deal. He dropped the effer on live TV. Live.
I loved it.
Post-game celebration. Yeah, of course. No one cares.
He's the one paying the fine.
Yeah, probably. If there even was one. But yeah, who cares about that part of it? The part that I'm amped up about is like there are still stories about it today. And then the last night, the last game at the park, he's walking around the park doing his thing. People are wanting him to repeat that. He's signing the hat, get my effing trophy back. Like, yeah, man, that might be a rally cry if I haven't been hearing him say that so much. I'm just so tired of hearing him say that phrase. It might be a lazy take, but that's where I'm at with it. Like, dare I say, jump the shark?
Oh, God. Danny, I
Yes.
didn't say GD because I knew it would make my mother cringe, and I did not want to make her cringe. But
that's what makes her cringe.
Well, I mean, you don't take the Lord's name in vain. We all went to McDevitt, okay? We all genuflected. But damn it, Danny, damn it all to hell. Can you just let it like how can you be so jaded about an owner that cares so much about the team? Okay, maybe it's a little bit corny. I get that. But damn it, at least he's trying. He's not some bullshit owner that's just coming in on his private thing and
he's
not
no
trying.
Mr. Fisher.
Right. I don't care if it's a little bit pandering. Pandering's our style since Bryce Harper became our poster boy. So it's fine. And
here's the thing about the Bryce pandering, though, is he changes it up constantly. If it's Eagles season, it's an Eagles headband or whatever. If it's the Sixers, it's a Sixers hat. It's various Fanatic gear, a pretzel. It's bringing the Rooter to the All-Star game. Like, his pandering changes it up. John Middleton, if he was a doll, you pull the string, that's the only thing it says. I want my effing trophy back. I want my effing trophy back. I want my effing trophy back.
No way, man. No way, dude.
He's pulled that string one too many times. The voice doesn't even work anymore in that doll. That's what's going on.
There's a snake in my boot. Here's the thing, dude. The shit John Middleton has done to bring the Phillies back to relevance, the promises that he has made, such as breaking the bank and doing what needs to be done to bring a championship. Yes, they shit the bed on Taijuan Walker, but they went for Taijuan Walker. I'm going to ride or die with John Middleton because you know what? I say it all the time. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. We haven't had a legitimate owner since I have been a fan. And at least being part of a franchise that gives a shit and that the owner cares. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not with you on that. Like, I'm here for John Middletown. Be as corny as you want to be. Did I say Middletown? John Middleton.
You did. You did. Go Blue Raiders.
Go Blue Raiders.
Oh God, that was what are you doing?
I'm from Harrisburg. I can't do Delco. Nick Castellanos.
So I said nothing about him being an owner. He's a great owner.
Well, then give him a little bit of grace, okay? Let him be corny, damn it.
I'm not gonna find joy in that phrase until there's an actual trophy back.
What more do you want from him?
What? A trophy, the actual trophy. I don't want.
I don't think he can field grounders, man. I don't think he can go out on the field and bring the trophy. The only thing he can do is sign checks, and he does a really good job of that. Like, he's awesome at signing checks. So let's let him do that. Danny.
Somebody poison the water hole. Love it or hate it, Alex.
So, are we changing the love it or hate it, or is it the one that's on the agenda? I can't remember.
It's the one that's on the agenda.
Danny love it or hate it, recently in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, there was a visitor in town. That's right. The Savannah Bananas were playing a game at Citizens Bank Park. They brought out the old heads who did their thing. And I got to know,
They
Danny.
sure did, didn't they?
So, all right, I'm gonna announce the love it or hate it, but then we're gonna get right into it. But love it or hate it, the Savannah Bananas. How amazing was it that Ryan Howard striked out on 3 pitches?
They sure did. The golden matter.
Here's the thing about the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, they're designed to win. I imagine the Savannah Bananas are the baseball equivalency of the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, yeah, it's not like decided, but they're the good guys in every story that they play. I have no idea who the hell they were playing in Philadelphia.
The party animals.
Cool. That's neato burrito. I'm glad Ric Flair has a team, but if
I had a woo, I'd play it.
Woo! They are the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, and I'm here for it, dude. I love the Savannah Bananas. Like, I am here for gimmicky, dumbass Joel Schumacher Batman movie level baseball. It's great. It's flashy. It's stupid, and I'm here for it. And Ryan Howard struck out on 3 pitches.
Yeah, right. It was good to see Old Man Moyer, right?
I'll tell you what, dude. Dig up that mound, baby.
Almost got it to the plate.
Almost. Oh, God. I will forever. I don't give a shit, man. Roy Oswald, enjoy the rest of your life. I'm never going to think about you again. But Jamie Moyer, you are burned into my brain, and I love you.
Yeah. So who did we see? We saw the Flying Hawaiian. He grounds out. We see the Vintner, Joey Blanton. Who,
I love Joey Blanton. Speaking of people that have been nightmares at Chavez Ravine.
The golden batter.
Ryan Howard, man. Was there any doubt in your mind that he was going to strike out on 3 pitches when you saw that he was hitting?
None. I was watching his home run display in London. So,
oh God, that was bad. Were you
where he's at
surprised there
right
weren't
now? That's
more
fine.
curveballs? Like, if I'm facing Ryan Howard, here's off speed with a little bit of movement. Good luck. Yeah. Like, dude, come on.
So I love the Savannah Bananas and the fact that they started out, they played in the Coastal Plains League. They originated, and I don't know how familiar you are with the Coastal Plains League. I've seen a couple games. They are a collegiate wooden bat invitational league.
I like that.
So it's a lot of like soon to be prospects.
So it's kind of like that Freddie Prinze movie Summer Catch, but like in South Carolina. Yeah.
So they have a litany of alumni in the MLB. The only one I remember is Euclid.
The Greek guy of the walk.
He came through the Coastal Plains League. So they started out in the Coastal Plains League down in Georgia, and they got that new owner who started doing like the little gimmicky stuff in between and adding it to the games, telling his players to do it. And the league was going along with it. And they were selling out these Coastal Plains League games. Like, these are played in old, like wooden bleacher grandstand fields, like
less than the Senators.
Yes. Tommy's Memorial Field in the Outer Banks, North Carolina. The Outer Banks used to have a team, the Daredevils. So that was cool. He building the game, getting fans back to the ballpark to watch competitive baseball. It was collegiate, but it's the top of the top of the collegiate. They eventually brought it on the road. They left the Plains League and brought it on the road. That's where I started to wane a little on the Bananas. So kudos to them. They're giving guys chances to play in historic ballparks, giant ballparks, play their sport, have fun with their sport, get a job in their sport, and entertain the fans and bring baseball to the masses. Cool. As it has gone on, and the more and more I see, it's getting further and further away from baseball. Like, they're barely even playing baseball at this point.
Again, when I saw the first batter on stilts, I realized, well, this isn't that anymore. And I determined it was Harlem Globetrotters-esque. And there is a place in entertainment for a Harlem Globetrotters version of baseball. I'm here for it, dude.
Yeah.
Don't pass it off as baseball.
So,
Pass it off as the spectacle that it is, and let's lean into it. I'm here for it as it is because it's delightful. It's something that will get people into the sport and they'll start to appreciate baseball. I'm great with it. I have no problem with the Harlem Globetrotters. I have no problem with the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, same here. I'm fine with it too. They started a developmental program now. So there's a firefighters team that is like their developmental banana ball team. So it's growing and good for them.
I love it. And that's the name of the segment. So, Danny, we did it.
We did it, man. That was fun. A lot of technical difficulties, but NL East champs, baby.
NL East clinching episode. I have the first of my postseason leveled regalia. I'm not quite sure yet what is going to be my fit for postseason games, but I got the Casty jersey, I got the Alvarado necklace, I got the Harper chain, the Fanatic heady. We'll see what makes it. But folks, we're gonna see you next week again with our friend, we hope, Jack Fritz from the High Hopes podcast and WIP. That's a radio station. And then after that, we'll see you after the NLDS.
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll do better next week. I promise. And everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant.